All right, Cam, in this video, we're going to talk about what you do well as a hitter because in order to get better, we have to start with what we do well. Okay, and the good news is there's a lot of things you do well as a hitter. You're going to notice on the screen here that I have you compared to Miguel Cabrera. Now, the reason I put Cabrera up here is because that's a guy that you mentioned in the email. You said that's a guy that you would love to be like. And you also said that you'd love to be able to be a guy that hits line drives and shoots the gaps consistently. And that's obviously what a guy like Cabrera does. Now, what we're going to look at here is what you're doing well. And I'm going to tell you right now, at a first glance at your video, you have all the big picture hitter motions in place. And what I mean by that is you do three things really well. You create negative movement, you create positive movement, and you do a good job with your hips. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right now, first with Miguel Cabrera. All right, what you're going to see here, if I draw a blue dot around Miguel Cabrera's belly button right here, you see that he's in his stance position. And the first thing that he's going to do to get ready is he's going to move back a little bit. So that belly button's going to go back just a little bit, as you can see right there. And I call that a negative move. And all that's doing is kind of revving his engines, getting himself ready to be a hitter. Okay? And the next thing you're going to see with Cabrera is he's going to create a positive move. And what this is going to do is now that he's revved his engines up and he's ready to go, he goes towards the pitcher and attacks the pitcher. And you can see here his front foot lands, and as that happens, you can see if I draw a green dot, he's gone forward, and that's to create power. All right? And if you look over here on the left-hand side, you do a lot of the same types of things. You'll see here, if I draw a blue dot around your belly button, and we get you into your negative move, which is right there, you kind of move backwards a little bit to get yourself ready to go. You kind of rev those engines, and then you go forward, and you attack that pitcher into the point of landing where your front foot lands right there. So what you've done really is you've created some energy for yourself, which allows you to maximize some of the power that you have as a hitter. And you can see here with blue to red to green, you look very similar to Miguel Cabrera. Now, the next thing I love, and we talked at the beginning about big picture things that you do well, it really boils down to your hips and the power that you create with your weight shift. What you're going to notice here is I'm going to draw a red line behind Miguel Cabrera's back foot, and we're going to take his swing into the point of contact. And you're going to see his hips rotating as he starts to make contact with the ball. And once he makes contact right here, you can see that front leg gets firm and those hips have fully opened up at the point of contact. And you'll even notice that this back foot is kind of dragged forward a little bit, because he's created so much power and weight shift that weight gets into the ball and that back foot kind of drags to catch up. Now, if you look over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to draw a line here behind your back foot, and we're going to watch you as you shift your weight into the ball and get your hips rotated right there. You'll notice that, number one, you do a good job hitting off a firm front leg, so you've shifted that weight. And number two, you can see that back foot kind of drags forward a little bit, because you've shifted so well into the front side. So really, you're doing a lot of good things to create some power for yourself, and you're doing a lot of good things to get yourself in rhythm with the pitcher, with that negative move and positive move. So I'm really excited about the things that you're doing as a hitter. Now that we've talked about what you got right, we're going to talk about what you can do a little bit better to build and maximize and get to this point right here that you want to be at, which is that Miguel Cabrera standard. And I think if you put in the work and you put in the time and you just kind of listen to the principles that I'm going to teach you, you can have whatever you like. You can be this hitter, okay?